There are two things that people love. In fact, they crave. Getting away from it all at a great destination and being there with friends and family. But for some people, that's not always so easy. Most of the time, this group is scattered all over the world. It's made up of international humanitarians, intrepid patriots, enterprising entrepreneurs, and supercharged kids. So what does a group who travels far and wide do to stay close and deep? They come here to Deep Creek Lake, Maryland. Why Deep Creek? Because it's the perfect place. A place for true adventurers, athletes of all kinds, food and wine lovers, not to mention a fun place for the kids. This is the last time this bunch will be together before they scatter again for 2 years. And this is the story of what they did here when they were getting away together.
Getting away together is made possible by
TripAdvisor.com. 50 million reviews and opinions from real travelers.
They treated me like a rock star. Even the concierge knew me by name.
We could kayak right from our own private dock.
It felt like we had the whole island to ourselves.
I could almost reach out my window and touch the Eiffel Tower.
What an amazing vacation. We can't wait to go back.
Fantastic.
Millions of reviews of hotels, vacation rentals, and more. All from real people who've been where you want to go. TripAdvisor.com.
You've planned your trip for a long time. Wouldn't it be nice to know someone is helping you make it safe and relaxing? For more than 20 years, CSA Travel Protection has been making travel convenient with friendly, expert service, giving you security that your travel investment is safe, whatever happens, and the assistance you need from travel delays to emergency care. Before, during, and after your trip, we're CSA Travel Protection.
There's a place that's so close, yet worlds apart, where mountains, rivers, and 65 miles of beautiful shoreline make memories you'll never forget. Garrett County, Maryland. 4 seasons of fun and adventure. Summer days full of activities, or just relaxing in cool mountain air. A winter wonderland of skiing and one-horse open sleighs. The Deep Creek Lake area of Garrett County, Maryland. Adventures begin at visitdeepcreek.com.
Deep Creek Lake is located way up in the upper left-hand side of the state of Maryland, which, by the way, is one of the strangest shaped states in the Union. Some folks think it looks like one of those caulking guns.
It's so convenient to many cities, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Pittsburgh. They're all within a few hours.
Mike and his wife Alexis masterminded the reunion of their friends and family from their home in the Washington, D.C. area.
It would be great if we could invite a whole bunch of folks.
We sat down and talked about the people that are most important to us, and we put together a list and brought those folks together, and luckily they were all able to make it. And luckily the roof was big enough for us all.
4 bedrooms.
Oh, that would be nice. I'd love to spend more time with them.
Yeah, that would be great.
It was easy to pick our parents, Mike's parents, my daddy and my stepmom. And then our dearest friends, Johnny, he was best man at our wedding. He's been Mike's best friend since college. And then the Rutherfords are our best couple friends. We really have gotten close to them in the last year. And John's headed overseas, we're headed overseas. It was important for us to get away and spend some time with them before we headed out. I've never been to Deep Creek, Maryland before, but my husband loves it here. He especially loves the Savage Man Triathlon. And the last time he was here to race, I was actually still deployed to Afghanistan. So it was really wonderful to get a chance to come up here and explore the area.
Every year in September, the Savage Man Triathlon draws athletes from all over the world to Deep Creek Lake. They say it's a race that will 1 minute leave you gasping for breath, and the next minute leave you gasping in awe at the stunning views. Savage Man is what brought our vacationing families together here in the first place.
The way that we ended up at Deep Creek was Mike giving me a call and saying, hey, I've always told you about the Savage Man race. I'm going to be taking a vacation there. How would you like to bring the kids?
When you ask the question, have you seen Deep Creek? We say, no, we've never seen Deep Creek.
But we all like the area. And I thought, well, if we ever had any time, coming here would be wonderful.
Most people who come to Deep Creek Lake stay in vacation rental homes. Now, if you're thinking a cozy little cabin with a ladder that leads up to a sleeping loft, think again.
You see the pictures, but it never really compares to actually being there in person. So when we pulled up, you see the first part of the house, and then you pull around, you see, oh my gosh, there's a whole nother wing to this house. It just keeps going.
Come on in, guys.
When we arrived, David and Nancy were waiting for us. You walk into the main level, you see all this warm wood. It was very welcoming and inviting. A gorgeous red couch that we could all just pile into, a roaring fire going. It was perfect.
Here's the game room, Warren. Pool table? Pool table. Oh, awesome, awesome. Let's play a game. Oh, sweetie. What a beautiful room.
I love it. You did such a good job picking our room.
Gorgeous bed.
Furniture's perfect.
It is. Oh,
It really
great.
fits. And look at this
Oh.
great tub. Oh, I love this tub, Mike.
It's the giant jetted tub that you always talk
Thank you
about.
so
Isn't it perfect?
much. This is perfect. That's
I thought
exactly
you'd
what I
like it.
wanted.
Mike and Alexis shared the internet site for the house with us before we left, but the pictures on the website really couldn't do it justice.
Oh, look at the view.
They were like, okay, that direction is going to be your wing. Our wing? Are you kidding? I would have thought, okay, well, there's bedrooms, but no, Braxton wanted to sleep on the bed in the hallway, so I thought that was so cute. And the pool was down below our wing, and so Savannah saw that, and we had to walk down there and immediately wanted to go in the pool, so that was a blast.
Look, there's an inside pool, sweetie. You want to go in it later?
Yes.
All right, let's go back up to your room now.
Okay.
Dinah, you got to see this kitchen. It is so fantastic. Look at all this stuff. You got everything you need to cook. And I'm sure you'll want to spend all your time cooking.
No, I don't, but you can. We can bring the whole family in.
So after we'd finally picked our rooms and been through the house, Nancy and David told us, you haven't really seen the best part of this. And we were right.
Hey, you guys, you got to come outside and see this. Come on, it's so beautiful.
So she called them all out, and they were kind of difficult to get out from looking in the rooms, but they all came out, and we all stood on the porch overlooking this lake over here, and then the beautiful woods and the town below. And it was just before sunset, which was just beautiful to see. And they couldn't believe it. It was great, absolutely great. And to have everybody together was just out of this world.
Now, when we think of Maryland, we usually think of things like blue crab cakes. But in western Maryland, think bears, little baby deer, and buffalo. Yep, they used to roam freely here by the thousands back in the day. That's why this was the happy hunting grounds for Native Americans, up until about 1755, when George Washington came through here on his way to fight the French and Indian War. But it wasn't until about 100 years later, folks from the East Coast started coming here to escape their hot summers. Lumber and coal mining followed, but it wasn't until some locals decided to dam up, you guessed it, a Deep Creek ravine to provide electric power that the future was forecast. The result was Deep Creek Lake, man-made, but about as breathtaking a mountain lake as you could find anywhere. Nearly 4,000 acres of fresh water, 69 miles of shoreline, and all at 2,500 feet above sea level. And that brings us back to the reason why our traveling group of overachievers is here. Well, one of the reasons. Deep Creek Lake is so vast that the only way to even begin to grasp its size is to get out on it. And renting a pontoon boat is the way to go. In the late afternoon, though, sooner or later, the strains of music coming across the water will draw you to what is considered the iconic Deep Creek Lake watering hole, the Honey Honey Bar. Now, Honey Honey is how you say hugs and kisses in Hawaiian, and that pretty much describes the welcoming atmosphere of this very local lakeside oasis.
Well, when you pull up to the dock, you see this beautiful grassy park and a few really fun sculptures, and there are people all over them, hanging over every ear of the elephant and sliding down the whale, and it was really fun to see all the families out there enjoying it.
I could tell that Honey Honey Bar was sort of a center of the community there, and we were surprised that kids were as welcome there as they were, but they're definitely a part of the show.
My kids found friends, and they were climbing on the whale, getting up on the big giant chair, or trying to get up on the elephant. Everybody just kind of mingled, and it was much more of a relaxed family type of atmosphere.
We ran up and got a good seat at the edge of the dock area, and where we were able to really enjoy the band, but great location.
Both Alexis Pete and her pal, John Rutherford, are decorated Marine Corps captains, and saluting the armed services is a Honey Honey Bar tradition.
This is for you guys.
I was really embarrassed when they acknowledged me because like I said, I don't feel like my sacrifices have been as great as a lot of veterans. So, but it was very thoughtful, and it was neat to see all the support from the community, and a lot of people were coming out from the community and wanting to talk to us, and it was neat to see such caring people.
Scattered around Deep Creek Lake are a necklace of little communities like Therraville, McHenry, and Swanton. But one of the best reminders of Deep Creek's early years is the town of Oakland. On Wednesdays and Saturdays between June and October, the Mountain Fresh Producers Association sponsors a tailgate farmers market of fresh produce, jams and jellies, baked goods, and crafts. And absolutely everything you'll find here is grown by the producers themselves.
I really love the Mountain Fresh Farmers Market. It was one of my favorite things. You walk into this open-air barn and you see beautiful displays. It looked like the vegetables were just picked this morning. They were all glistening and fresh.
Oh, your cilantro is amazing. It's really nice.
My favorite part was talking to all these different people that came together, and it was wonderful because you actually heard the people in the farmers market calling each other by their first name. It isn't just set up for tourists. It's really a place where the community comes together and gets their groceries.
The little carrots look great.
Yeah. Did you grow these? Even if you think you're not going to cook, you end up buying produce because it's gorgeous. And the handmade things that were there that people had brought in, the crocheted things, all very highest quality and warm, inviting people.
Everything here at this market, we either grow it, make it, or bake it ourselves.
The first thing I see is this family, and the kids have their little bonnets on and their matching dresses, and they're just little tiny kids, all perfectly dressed, and their parents were so proud of them, and they were asked to pile the peppers up, and they took them so carefully, and they're piling them. So it was so cute. But I thought, what a wonderful family this is.
I really had a great time at the farmers market, and I know that my mother-in-law and my stepmom really enjoyed it too.
These days, you probably wouldn't get much of an argument that Deep Creek Lake is Maryland's mountaintop playground. But it wasn't until about 1943 that this reputation began to grow. That's when a couple named Gustav and Alice Heiss purchased a piece of land called Will of the Wisp, named after the spooky light that sometimes flickers over swamps and lures adventurers to explore the unknown. The Heisses and their alpine ancestors knew a lot about skiing adventures, so they began to lure people to Deep Creek Lake's mountainsides. And today, Wisp Resort is Maryland's only ski resort. But what can you do if you want to have the thrill of skiing in the summer? The answer? Figure a way to swoosh down the ski hills without skis. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mountain Coaster.
I got to ride with Savannah on the Mountain Coaster, and it was a blast. All you had to do was sit there and lean back and look at the beautiful sky, and you're surrounded by all this green, lush trees. It was just beautiful, so you could really admire your surroundings the way up. And then at the top of the hill, you had to quickly do your safety check before you were speeding back down the hill. And of course, at first Savannah didn't want to go very fast, but by the end of the ride she was screaming that she wanted more. She wanted to go faster, faster, come on, this is great. So it was definitely exhilarating.
The mountain coaster is a cross between an alpine slide and a roller coaster. And once you travel 1,300 feet up to the top, you've got a 3,500-foot trip back down, twisting and turning through the mountain forest and right past ski trails.
The mountain coaster was a lot of fun. It was almost like a bobsled adventure. I had Braxton with me, and he said, let's just go, and let's go all out and see how it's like.
If you're beginning to see a theme here, you're right. Man-made lake, man-made mountain thrill ride. But take notice that, like skiing, these inventions immerse you in the natural surroundings while pretty much leaving their natural beauty untouched. There's plenty of nature to go around here because Garrett County, the home of Deep Creek Lake, contains 90,000 acres of public land, more than any other Maryland county. That includes 2 state forests and 7 state parks. One of these, Swallow Falls State Park, contains some of Maryland's most breathtaking scenery. The Youghiogheny River flows along the park's borders, passing through shaded rocky gorges under white pine and hemlock trees, some of which are more than 360 years old.
Muddy Creek Waterfalls was really interesting. You park and it's about, I don't know, half-mile walk down there, and it was impressive.
One of the things that struck me, it was very clean. The water was clean, the mountainside was clean.
The falls were really flowing, and the water in both the rivers that were converging was moving quite rapidly.
Within a safe and manageable height, you find yourself overlooking a 53-foot waterfall, Maryland's highest, Muddy Creek Falls.
Hey everybody, get together. Let's get a good picture in front of the waterfall here. Ready? 1, 2, 3, say cheese. Perfect. Oh, that's a great picture. You guys are gonna love it. Perfect picture.
Lakeside Creamery is not your ordinary franchise store. It is the lifetime dream of Bill Mayer. When he came to Deep Creek Lake, he wanted to create a place where generations of parents and their kids would return year after year. After nearly 20 years in business, he's just now seeing his dream come true.
You guys are here to teach me to make ice cream, right? You know how to make ice cream? Nice job. All the Garrett County cows we use to make our ice cream.
Just watching the kids enjoy and learning about the process was really fantastic. And the owner, Bill, was great.
Take a look inside. What do you see?
He let the kids really get in there. Everything from putting together the machine to making the waffles, which smelled delicious.
What we need to do is add some of our secret homemade batter. And then Savannah, will you hit the start button? Last year. Oh, you guys are doing class. Okay, that one's ready. Here we go.
It was great though because the kids got to go and do this all on their own. For the most part, it was just them and Bill, and they thought that was a blast.
The ice cream's ready. Come on, let's take it out of the machine.
Once they were finished making the ice cream, they actually put it in cones for us and brought us the ice cream they had just made. So they were very proud that they had just made this ice cream. For me to have to sample ice cream that my kids had just made, it was a very tough and challenging experience. But again, it was all for the kids.
Thank you. Good job, guys. Nice job. Are you gonna get the other?
Just in case you were wondering about some treats of a more adult type, the first weekend after Labor Day, you'll find the Deep Creek Lake Art and Wine Festival to be a pleasant surprise. There's wine tasting from more than 200 Maryland and national wineries, live music, kids' activities, and plenty of good food. The festival benefits the local chapter of the American Red Cross.
Our first wine is our Mandana. This is our proprietary blend of Cabernet, Mourvedre, and Merlot. Spends 24 months in French oak.
John is the wine expert of the group. He took a class at UC Davis, and he's actually got some great wine knowledge, and he taught me a lot while we were going through to the different booths.
We were all a little bit skeptical beforehand. It's not exactly wine country out here in Western Maryland. So we were intrigued to see what they've got on offer, and we were all pleasantly surprised.
I really liked your story about it. It was really a fantastic experience for everyone, and even Mike, who doesn't particularly care for wine, really enjoyed being able to see all the families interacting, and he really cut loose and cammed it up with me. I really enjoyed it too.
By now, we've pretty much established that a trip to Deep Creek Lake doesn't stand much of a chance of being boring, and our group saved the best for last. This is Adventure Sports Center International. It is the world's only mountaintop whitewater course, and once again, it is entirely man-made. After ascending a big rubber conveyor, you are gently dropped into a 1/3 mile long artificial river. This is no theme park ride.
It was an actual whitewater world-class course that sponsors lots of these kind of international and world events, all on a man-made course.
Every boulder along the course was removed from the mountain, polished of rough edges, and replaced along the concrete riverbed.
You hear man-made whitewater rafting, and you assume it's going to be something along the lines of a man-made water park, and it really wasn't. The rapids there were really pretty challenging, and when it was all said and done, we were all pretty surprised to wake up the next morning generally uninjured and not nearly as sore as we thought we should have been, given that at least everybody in my boat left the boat at least once.
I didn't feel like it was dangerous. What I noticed, though, was as I watched people flying out of the other rafts, I thought, now, are they doing this because they want to? Or are they doing it because, you know, the guide is flipping them out or something? And I thought, I am not going out of this raft. There is no way. And I managed to stay in the whole time. So I thought that was an accomplishment because I've never done it before.
One of the guides took the kids up and let them actually jump into the river. Braxton just swam right to shore like nothing had happened. And Savannah doing the same thing. I was just extremely proud of both of them and their willingness to try anything.
I think we were all really proud of each other to see how hard we worked out there. And I think I'll always treasure that even the feeling of exhaustion, but still you're exhilarated from all that hard work. And I really loved being with my family for that.
As our intrepid adventurers think back over their time in Deep Creek Lake, they can't help but be thinking about how they'll soon be very far away from each other. Not just across the nation, but across the world. These are people who have traveled all their lives, not to play, but to serve others.
I would recommend this because the sharing in this environment and the fact that the house made that so much more enjoyable than it would have had we all been in separate rooms in a hotel.
Time is fleeting, and 5 years from now, the idea of them wanting to hold my hand and walk by the river or go hiking together may not be there, whereas at this age, they still want me to be there and be excited. Hey Dad, let's go together on a mountain coaster. Hey Dad, let's go swimming. Whatever it is, having that feeling with my kids was by far the most rewarding experience of this entire trip.
These moments are so precious. As you get to a point where you've got adult children, the chances of seeing each other are so rare because we do all travel so much, but it means that when we're together, that's the most important thing. We'll share it with all our friends, and they will roar with laughter, and they will sit there thinking, you know, you're 67 years old and you're going in a mountain coaster or whatever that thing was, that buggy.
When we look back, we'll really appreciate this week for the moments we got to spend with Mike and Alexis. It's really rare in life that you get to have a few days alone with the people you really care about, and you get to do the things you love with people you love.
You can always work but you can't always have a special time with family and friends. Just don't ever put off an opportunity to have a special time. If it's an hour, if it's a day, if it's a week, just take the time.
I'm going to really treasure these memories as we head overseas. All the activities, exposing all the different parts of our personalities, really getting the quality time with everybody has been something I'll treasure forever, not just this next year that we're gone.
We're pretty sure that the next time this special group of family and friends is able to come back home, sooner or later, they'll find their way back here to Deep Creek Lake, Maryland. Then they'll have a whole new set of adventures to share while they're getting away together.
If you'd like to know more about the people, places, and activities featured in this or any other episode of Getting Away Together, log on to gettingawaytogether.com. That's gettingawaytogether.com.
If you're like me, you only get so many vacation days a year. You want to take the kids to see their grandparents, but you also want a real vacation for you. That's where vacation rentals come in. Get your group together and go somewhere interesting. If you're traveling with a baby or toddler, a rental house is great. It just gives you peace of mind to know that you're surrounded by people who are baby friendly. You can put the kids to bed and stay up and watch a movie, or the kids can stay up and watch their own movie after you go to bed. Finally, when's the last time you had a moment to yourself on a family vacation? In a rental, it's easy to do that. Grab a book, head out to the beach, and let everyone else play cards. The bottom line is, vacation rentals make a lot of sense for families.
Getting Away Together was made possible by
TripAdvisor.com. 50 million reviews and opinions from real travelers.
They treated me like a rock star. Even the concierge knew me by name.
We could kayak right from our own private dock.
It felt like we had the whole island to ourselves.
I could almost reach out my window and touch the Eiffel Tower.
What an amazing vacation. We can't wait to go back.
Fantastic.
Millions of reviews of hotels, vacation rentals, and more. All from real people who've been where you want to go. TripAdvisor.com.
You've planned your trip for a long time. Wouldn't it be nice to know someone is helping you make it safe and relaxing? For more than 20 years, CSA Travel Protection has been making travel convenient with friendly, expert service, giving you security that your travel investment is safe, whatever happens, and the assistance you need from travel delays to emergency care. Before, during, and after your trip, we're CSA Travel Protection.
There's a place that's so close, yet worlds apart, where mountains, rivers, and 65 miles of beautiful shoreline make memories you'll never forget. Garrett County, Maryland. 4 seasons of fun and adventure. Summer days full of activities, or just relaxing in cool mountain air. A winter wonderland of skiing and one-horse open sleighs. The Deep Creek Lake area of Garrett County, Maryland. Adventures begin at visitdeepcreek.com.